Hello and welcome back to Suspended Phenomenon. I'm your host, Dennis Patholkis, and this is It Worth My Time Living with Yourself? This is the Netflix series Living with Yourself that stars Paul Rudd and Aislinn B is her name. Before I get started here, I'm going to take care of some business first. If you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe, of course. If you want to know when I'm going to be on next again, you can actually click on the little bell down there. The bell will give you a 50-50 chance of actually telling you when I'm on live again next. Or you can go to my website, suspendedfanimation.com. Um, I also have that same, basically, I update that once every week on Mondays. And I have that same schedule up on my Facebook page. I also have a Facebook group that you guys can post stuff on and you can talk amongst yourselves. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I also have a Patreon page, but I don't have any tiers up as of yet on the Patreon page. It will happen by the end of this year, the beginning of next year. And I want to thank one of welcome one of our new members here, Movie Fanobi. Oh, wait, I haven't seen Movie Fanobi in so long that I just thought he was a new person that was here. I figured Penn was jumping on the bandwagon. I might as well do it too. So what is It Worth My Time? So Is It Worth My Time came out from stuff of a lot of people actually know that I do this show, that I review stuff, recap stuff, things like that. And have asked my opinion, hey, is it worth me, getting into this show? Is it worth me seeing this movie? Is it worth it seeing that? And you know, 9 times out of 10, I've most likely seen it. Or if I haven't, I just tell them, hey, I haven't seen it, but I've heard da 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 about this. So this is stuff that I have seen that I'm not doing any spoilers on. So it is spoiler free. So you don't have to worry about me ruining anything. If you haven't seen the trailer, go and watch the trailer for it. And the trailer will pretty much tell you what I'm telling you of what it is. And then I'm just telling you whether or not it's good or not, because I've actually seen the entire 8 episodes. It's 8 half-hour episodes. And let's get into it here a little bit. So what is this all about? It's about a guy who he's at work, he's in a rut, if you will, at work, and also in his home life with his wife. And he sees another coworker who is has revitalized his career, is doing really well. He's picking up all the new projects and things like that. And his coworker goes, "I'll let you in on a little secret. Go to this spa. It's referral only, and they'll help you out," kind of thing. And he's like, "A spa?" And he's like, "Yeah, a spa." Well, the spa turns out to clone people, is what it is, and they spit out a better version of you. They basically clean up your DNA a little bit, and so he's got a clone of himself who is competing with him. That's what this whole thing is all about. This is all in the trailer. I have not given anything away other than what's in the trailer there. So, yeah, I think my opinion is value to the world. Exactly, Mufinobi. So that's what this whole thing is about. Is about a guy who gets cloned, and his clone, who's better than him at some, at things, and competing for his life, if you will. And there's more to it than that, but I can't get into any specifics because of what happens in it. So is it worth your time? Do you like Paul Rudd? Because it's very Paul Rudd. There was one scene, I'll have to say, that made me laugh out loud. And I actually had to rewind it to watch it again. And it's something that's just it's weird. You would never see it in any kind of movie. It's specific to what's happening in this show, and it just made me laugh, is what it was. And I liked Aislinn B as well. I know I've seen her in some other stuff in minor roles, but this is the first time I've seen her in a leading role, I guess you could say. And I'll just say this much, Penn. It involves a pig. That's what the scene is. So a pig in a car. That's all I'll say. Is it better than Multiplicity? It's not Multiplicity. So that's what everyone's referring to as Multiplicity, the really old Michael Keaton movie from like 30 years ago. Oh, excuse me, 20 years ago. It's not Multiplicity, it's not that at all. It's actually, it's kind of terrifying in some respects, and it makes you think a little bit too, as the implications of things. It's definitely sci-fi at this point. But it's kind of rooted in, so it's sci-fi in that it actually deals with some stuff that we're dealing with in science right now, but it also takes it to a little bit of an extreme. So it that's what the fiction part of it is. So it's science in that we're dealing with some of the aspects now of what can happen, but then fiction as to how far they take it. Yeah. I'm not sure I ever saw Multiplicity. That can't be right. It's an old movie, Pen, just like Movie Finobi is. Um, I saw an interview with him. He's supposed to be. No, I'm. Don't give away spoilers there, Movie Finobi. Jeez, Louise. I mean, come on. It's. Thank you. That's what this whole thing's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be a spoiler-free place on this one. I'm letting people uh make their decision if I'm kind of giving them enough information to see if they want to go through it or not. Uh yes, it is a spoiler, Maria Finobi, because that's not in the trailer. I'm just doing what's ever in the trailer and then talking about whether or not I found it enjoyable. So if you like Paul Rudd, it's a lot of Paul Rudd. It's double the Paul Rudd, as a matter of fact. And I happen to like Paul Rudd. I find his humor uh pretty funny. Well, not pretty funny, but amusing enough. And it's half-hour episodes, like 28 to 35-minute long episodes, and they're 8 episodes. And yes, it is a series. It looks like they've set up a season 2 as well, is what it looks like. So hopefully Netflix picks it up. So yeah, now you go for the 30-year-old movie of twins. Thanks, movie for Nobi. And yes, Paul Rudd is very likable, and it could almost be a two-person play, if you will, or three-person if you have the clone in there. So the way that stuff plans out, but there is some funny stuff. The spa, the guys working at the spa just crack me up as well. It's dark humor as well. It's very dark humor. I have to say this much. It's it borders on yes, it borders on dark comedy. Yeah, it very much borders on dark comedy, especially if you start thinking a bit about it, and you're just like, oh fuck, that's really dark. But they play it light for the most part. Yeah. Uh, hey, Viking bitch. Uh, Finally done with work. Yeah, I'll be right with you. Oh, thanks. We'll wait for you, Viking bitch. We'll wait. Okay, we're done waiting. Uh, yeah, you should know Move Finobi. Uh, uh, yes, I'm in that mood. So, by the way, I just want to let you guys know that next week, the is it worth my time will be the last. Is it worth my time for a little while? Because next week, after next week, it's The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian comes out on the 12th, which is a Tuesday. Next Monday, as a matter of fact, his Dark Materials starts. So we're gonna have the Monday, Tuesday whammy of his Dark Materials, then the Mandalorian. What's next week's? It's a good question, movie Finobi. I don't know what next week's Is It Worth My Time should be. I want to, end it on something fairly big. At one point, I was thinking of doing Star Wars Episode 8. But we all know my feelings about that movie. And besides that, I would never watch that piece of shit ever again. So, yeah, I can't bring myself to do it. I don't know. I'll think of something good. for next week. I might go classic. Who knows? You never know. And by the way, I thought this was actually a good Halloween series as well, since it does deal with clones and sci-fi, and it is in the spirit of Halloween in a way. So yeah. Uh, Disney Plus, is it worth my money? I would say yes, Movie Finobi, it is. I plunked down the money for 3 years, but then again, I got it discounted too, so it was like less than $150, which wasn't bad. Yeah, if we want to go that route, I could do that. Is it worth my money for Disney Plus? Sure, it is. Just for the Mandalorian alone. I mean, I saw the teaser trailer which dropped last night, and I was impressed by it. Yeah. Yeah, C-Pen, yeah. And plus we're also getting WandaVision, we're getting the Falcon and the Snowman Falcon and the, Winter Soldier. I always get that confused. Um, Hawkeye, who else are we getting? We're getting a whole bunch of different, Marvel characters as well. Yeah, 3 years for the price of 2. Loki, yeah. There's a lot of good stuff that's in there. Plus, you get the entire fucking Disney library and the Marvel library. I know I sound like I'm selling this shit, but I'm not. I don't work for the company or anything like that. I don't get any kickbacks. They really should drive a dump truck full of money to my door, or at least pay me for lunch or something. At least give me a kiss in the cheek. Um, Driving home, it's as cold and black as Dennis's heart out here. Thanks, Viking bitch. You don't know the half of it. Was all over the Mandalorian trailer. I'm a big fan of John Favreau anyway, as it is. So I look forward to anything that he's working on, quite honestly. And even the stuff that he's, you know, had a bad time with, he's had his stumbles too. I mean, Made was not the best movie, reaching back a little bit. I actually enjoyed some parts of it. Um, there's other movies that he's done too that and shows that he's done that weren't that great. So, but going back to living with yourself, good stuff. Some good stuff, some good comedy, some dark comedy, good themes, and it moves along quickly. You don't feel ever like you are spinning wheels, that you are watching something that is not thought out correctly. Um, and I can also see people not really enjoying this either, that it might move too slowly for them at times. I can see that as well. But for me, I liked it. I thought it was good. And again, like I said, if you enjoy Paul Rudd, if you enjoy that kind of humor, the self-deprecating humor, I should say, that is a lot of what this is. Uh, as well as him, being the better part of himself too. Dennis destroys the hearts mailed to him. Uh-huh. Yeah. Did everyone watch it, or are we waiting for Dennis to weigh in? What, on the Mandalorian trailer? You guys don't need me to weigh in on that trailer. It's awesome. Watch it. There you go. It's a lot of fun, Movie Finobi. I had fun with it anyway. There are some people bitching about it online that, using the carbonite freezing process in order to grab his uh, bounties, bringing the bounties back because it takes place like 3 years after Return of the Jedi. And yeah, no living with yourself. Uh, Applecrow says it's like some people who know how to make Star Wars and some who don't, but they get to make Star Wars. Yeah, exactly. I don't know who those people would be, Applecrow, because now we got Lawrence Grand Canyon Kasdan uh, bitching to Sci-Fi Wire out there about how they got Solo all wrong, how Disney fucked up Solo for him, and I'm like, dude, that was your script. That's what fucked up Solo right there. Was that Bosick? It could be Movie Finobi. I don't know. It could have been Bossk. I'm that's what I'm saying. I'm really excited about seeing The Mandalorian. I've heard good things about it. Uh, I have no desire to see episode 9 whatsoever, and this will be my episode 9, quite honestly. Yeah, so that is, where I'm at on that one. Yeah, it was kinda funny, I was at the movie theaters earlier, and they were setting up the, episode 9 standee, the gigantic standee, because I still live near, by one of those theaters that does do that kinda stuff, and there was nobody there. No one cared about it. I was asking if everyone watched Living with Yourself or if they waited for my opinion. Oh, who knows? I mean, it just came out this weekend, so people could be waiting. I'm still curious what the Miller team would have done with Solo. Yeah, Lord and Miller, and supposedly they were going with comedy, which would have been a lot better, considering it turned into a comedy anyway, unintentionally. I'm going to 9 only because I have an acquaintance that always rents out a whole theater for everyone he knows. Oh, so hopefully it's a full bar, Apple Crow, so you can get good and drunk while you're there watching it. That's what I would do. But oh, no full bar. That means you just got to bring in your own flask, right? Or what is it, preload, as they say? You have flasks plural. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's the only way to watch this trilogy now is flaming drunk. Yeah. So, yes, this is worth your time. Watch the first episode, see what you think, and actually, I'd say watch the first 2 episodes. I think the beginning of the second episode was one of those things that I was like, "Oh my fucking god, really?" It was actually kinda horrifying to tell you the truth, and again, like I said, it falls under the dark humor portion, the very, very dark comedy portion of it, where I was just like, "Oh, fuck, I can't believe they actually did that." You saw where it was going, where it was going at the end of episode 1, but then to do that in episode 2, you're just like, "Oh my god." So, fur bar? Not fur bar, full bar. Yeah. Celebration Scotch and Consolation Scotch are just the same Scotch, that's right. Scotch is Scotch. Scotchy Scotch, 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 Scotch. I have to say the music in the trailer was good, that Y-Wing and Rebel ships, but I still didn't care for it. Are you talking about the, episode 9 trailer, movie Fenobi, or The Mandalorian? Uh, yeah, and sorry if you hear Demon Spawn out there, they've been out there for, like, the last hour and a half, and, I don't have access to the sprinklers, unfortunately. Otherwise, they would be on right now, and they would stay on till it flooded. Um, is it a spoiler to mention the perspective? It's rather unique how kept actually, I like that pen. So yes, they do show perspectives from, you see both sides of the story. That was the one thing that kind of annoyed me a little bit. It was, you keep jumping, you see what happened, and then immediately, for the first, like, 5-10 minutes or something like that, or 5 minutes, and then you jump back in time, like 24 hours or something like that, and see why this happened. And then you see it from either the one of the 3 characters' perspectives of what happened and how it led to that moment. So, that was one thing because they used it a little too much. So I would say that's the only negative about it, is that they jump back and forth through time a little too much. It doesn't yeah, actually, it does do it the whole series, I have to say that movie Fenobi. except for the first 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes do not do that. Is that right? Maybe they do in the first episode, I can't remember. No, it's the no, the first 2 episodes don't, that's right. Then after that, it does, yes. Do you need to bribe the demon spawn and put them to work in your secret army? No, no, no. Yeah. So that's one thing to watch out for in this series is, yeah, the time jumping, but it does it for a reason. There are a lot of things that get misconstrued because of where you're coming in and who these people are and who's interacting with who at that point in time. And that's where the comedy is. So you get a little bit of classic screwball comedy in a way, but you also get some a lot of dark comedy. uh yeah. No, Muffinori, I do not put candy out for the local spawn. Pepper does not like children. She barks at them because that's just what she is. I don't know why, but she is. So she tolerates only a few. And I mean tolerate. That's all I mean. Be in the same vicinity. But enough of that. What's going on for the rest of this week? By the way, your spacemen were a rare commodity. I went to look and they were unavailable. Nice. Well, they are floating around here in various places, as you can see, all over the place. They are. I believe there's one that's supposed to be in this eye socket right here, and he fell. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah, I do actually. You're right, Viking bitch. I do. So, what's coming up the rest of this week? Wednesday, I am off, which is tomorrow. Thursday is Feelings in Hallways. And Feelings in Hallways is all about the DC CW shows. Friday is Titans, the DC Universe Titans. Um, Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off. Sunday is a doubleheader of Mr. Robot and Watchmen. And then Monday, we're rolling back around again with a new series, His Dark Materials on HBO, which starts on November 4th. Yeah. TWDC 247. Hey, I enjoy your Mr. Robot discussions. Thank you, TWDC. Glad to have you aboard. And welcome to the chat, man. Saturdays are actually a really good discussion. Mr. Robot discussions are awesome as well. And even though they're quick, because I'm usually trying to squeeze it in to that hour time frame before I have to go and do the Watchmen um, podcast. But I try and get as much of my theories in there as possible. But you guys, also you post your Mr. Robot theories in that commentary down below underneath the video itself too. I like checking out your theories as well. It makes me think about stuff that's happening, and I also read stuff as well. Yeah, we're all trying to get into Watchmen, TWTC. I hate to say it, but yeah, I'm still trying to get into it too. It's not really, it's not really gelling with me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that his Dark Materials are good as well, Viking bitch. It's Ewan McGregor is not doing bad stuff. He is picking and choosing what he wants to do. And I just saw the Doctor Sleep trailer today, and I was like, oh, that actually looks pretty good. Am I going to see in the theater? Probably not. I'll probably wait till it comes out on video on demand or cable or something like that. One of the pay services before I see it. But yeah, it looks like a decent sequel to The Shining, and it looks like it's uh, I like what he does. He actually does some good stuff. I need to watch Watchmen to see how bad it is. You're probably gonna hate it, Viking bitch. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, you're gonna be taking your mom to Doctor Sleep. Wow. I take it she's asking to go to that. Oh yeah, Counterpart is awesome. TWDC. If you haven't seen Counterpart, go and watch Counterpart. Counterpart's one of those things that the writing, the acting, um J.K. Simmons is playing two separate people, and sometimes they're in the same, well, a lot of the times they're in the same scenes together, to the point where you think they are two different actors. That's how good it is. I mean, the majority of the actors in there, actually all the actors in there, when they're playing, their others, you can't tell the difference as to, they don't look the same. They don't act the same, I should say. They look the same, but they don't act the same. It's awesome. Yeah, we really needed a third season to wrap things up. Mufino, he says, we used to read Stephen King and Dean Koontz books, took her to the IT movies also. Oh, the It movies, IT movies. uh, Applecrow says, were you watching Mr. Robot? I kept mixing up things Wellick did with fucking Quail. Ejar says, come on, Dennis, you know you're waiting for it to come out on beta. Yeah, and hey, Jar, how's it going? Counterpart is good. Ending would have been better with another. Yeah, I agree with you, Mufinobi. Definitely. But yeah, Counterpart's definitely one of them. If you haven't seen Doom Patrol is awesome. I don't know if you're into comic books or not. Well, you might be if you're watching Watchmen. Doom Patrol is the most comic book show outside of Legion. Legion is a hit or miss with a lot of people. You either really love it or you really hate it. And it all depends on, your own taste, quite honestly. I really loved it. So, TWDC, I had to revisit Mr. Robot again to remind me how good the writing is. Yeah. And I know that Sam Esmail, he already knows what the ending is. It's kind of funny. He trolled somebody on Twitter, which was really, really funny. And they posted a meme or a GIF that said, does anyone know what this ending is? And he just responded back to, I do, I do. And I'm like, man, that's fucking mean. And everyone just started piling on him, in the Twitter, uh, in the tweets there. It was pretty funny, but it's really mean at the same time. I like that kind of humor sometimes. I could take her to IT movies about technology, but she might not appreciate them like I might. Exactly. Uh, Prime, VB Prime also loves Legion. Yes. Yes, exactly. We are one. We are Legion. Oh, yes. By the way, Feelings in Hallways is gonna have a very special. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now because it just made me fucking laugh. And I started doing the voice. I'm watching Supergirl and John Jones' brother, Malefic. They still have that storyline going on. And he tells John to meet him at the planetarium. He goes, meet me at the planetarium. We will be seeing Pink Floyd in the laserium. And I just started, that's what I started doing. I started doing the voice. We will be having lots of laser shows too. Dark Side of the Moon. And I just kept going. And Pepper was just looking at me like I was fucking weird because I am. But yeah, it was a moment. I'm probably gonna be doing that entire thing all over again on Feelings with Hallways because it made me laugh. What the hell if a pop genre has told us anything, you were supposed to just throw a lot of mystery boxes out and never work on the ending until the last couple of episodes of the entire series. Exactly. Yeah. Uh oh, Dennis, I'm enjoying season 6 of Venture Brothers with Blue Morpho. Yeah, the Blue Morpho. You'll love season 7. Right? Season 7 is one of those rare things. I still have to go back and watch the episode with Brock, where Brock is locked in the building. Or I should say locks himself in the building with a few dozen people. And it's pretty damn funny. It's probably my favorite episode. It probably is my favorite episode of Venture Brothers. What's Feelings in Hallways, TWDC, that's where I talk about all the DC CW shows. So Supergirl, Batwoman, Black Lightning, The Flash, and Arrow. And I just do it all in one one block for the week. So I talk about that week's shows. And it's kind of a more of a general show. So I kind of do an overview of what the plot's supposed to be for that week, and then I'm like, God damn, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. I wanted to like this part, but they had to fuck that one up too. And yeah, it's on here. The first, I think 3 episodes are up. Yeah. Notice supposed to be. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Never lock Brock in if you're a henchman. Exactly. Or you can change the name to CW Stars Beating People Up in Bars. Oh, that's a little too soony, Jar. And it wasn't that he was beating people up in bars. He was beating someone up in his bar that he owned. Actually, I believe it was his bartender and his general manager. So, yeah. Got it. I never got into DC shows, but after watching The Defenders, I might have to. Yes, if you have DC Universe, or if you can, I would just sign up for the 7-day free trial, and you can binge watch Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing, and if you want the first season of Titans. I don't recommend the first season of Titans. I would just say Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing, and see what you think of those. Uh, Doom Patrol's writing is easily the best stuff that's out there right now. Jeremy Carver, who's the showrunner for Supernatural for a number of years with Ben Edlund, is the showrunner for Doom Patrol. So, yeah. Yes, he did pull out that wad of cash at the cops. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Now they're all moving over towards fence here. So I'm going to start wrapping things up here. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you're on the fence about joining up, take a look. There's going to be a video up here at the very end of this video. And basically what YouTube does, it uses the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and plucks a video out of my vast video library and pops up there just for you. Up here is going to be Watchmen, is what's going to be up there. That's what's going to pop up there for that one. And I have a Twitter or an Instagram. I have a Patreon page. If you want to see what my schedule is, it's up on suspendedfanimation.com. And it's also on my Facebook page as well. And there's also a Facebook group chat, or a group page, I should say, where you guys can post stuff and talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, Battle Marcus, you're late again. Yeah. Binge Constantine 2 while you have DC streaming. Yeah. There's lots of stuff to binge on. I'll be talking about DC Universe this weekend, quite honestly, on Saturday Morning Blast Off. Excuse me. So, yeah. I'm getting on the Patreon, Mr. Roboto. I told you at the end of this year. So, yeah, please hit the like. Hit that like button. They don't want to hit the lake because it's cold right now, especially out there. Thanks, everyone. And take a look at, come join me on Thursday for Feelings in Hallways. Until then, I'm going to let you guys go for the night. When is your Mr. Robot live chat? That is on Sundays at 8:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, TWDC. Like I said, my schedule is up on suspendedfanimation, all one word.com. And take a look there and you can see that. And then I also have the list of stuff that's coming up this year, or what's coming out later on this year and possibly next year as well. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to let you guys go and, have a good time. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up having to go to that spa and get yourself cloned to find a better person, another better version of yourself. And then, yeah, well, anyway, I kind of screwed that one up anyway. Have a good night, everybody.